Hello class 2, welcome to your English literature class children. Today we will start with a new chapter that is chapter 9 of your book, that is The Adventures of Pinocchio. Okay, so open your book at page number 100, 100. See, this is the page number 100, and this is the chapter 9. Okay children, we'll start with this chapter today. The Adventures of Pinocchio. Okay, take a pencil in your hand and you are asked to underline the difficult words. Okay, and at the bottom you will find many word meanings given. Please go through this. Thereafter you have to write the word meanings in the CW copy as you do. Okay, now see here, let us read a story about a puppet who was very different from all other ordinary puppets. All of you must like puppets, isn't it? We like to see puppet shows. So here in this story we'll study about a puppet who was not very common. Okay, it was really extraordinary. This means it was very different from all the ordinary puppets. So what happens in the story, after we complete the story, we'll come to know why it is not an ordinary puppet, why it is so extraordinary, what makes it different from the other ordinary puppets. Right? So let us read out. Let me read it out loudly. You will also read along with me. Okay, point your finger. Page number is 100, 100, and the chapter's name is The Adventures of Pinocchio. Right? Once upon a time, a carpenter picked up a strange lump of wood while mending a table. When he began to chip it, the piece of wood said, "Ouch! Stop!" This frightened the carpenter. He decided to get rid of it at once. So he gave it to his friend Geppetto, who wanted to make a puppet. Okay, now you know who is a carpenter? A person who makes things using wooden things, isn't it? Who makes furniture, wooden furniture. So he is known as a person who makes wooden furnitures, who works with wood, is called a carpenter. So once upon a time there was a carpenter. One day what he did, he picked up a strange means what? Different in a way that is difficult to understand. Strange, we say na, what a strange thing it is. Means strange means what? Means it is different in a way that makes you difficult to understand. Strange, not common. So he found a strange lump of wood. Lump means here a piece of wood that doesn't have a shape. In this story, lump means the word lump is used to mean a piece of wood that doesn't have a shape. Right? So he took out a strange lump of wood, a strange piece of wood that doesn't have a shape. Okay. While mending a table, he was mending a table, means he was repairing a table. Who? The carpenter. When he picked up a strange lump of wood. When he began to chip it. Chip means what? Cut or break something into small pieces. Okay. Now with a tool. So now he wanted to chip it, cut it into pieces. When he began to cut the piece of wood, then the wood said, it is also strange that a wood can speak. Then the wood said, "Ouch! Stop! Ouch! Stop!" This frightened the carpenter, and the carpenter was very scared. He was frightened to hear this. Okay, then he decided to get rid of it at once. To get rid of it means what? Be free of something that has been annoying you. Okay, I want to get rid of this. I don't want this. Okay, we say, no, I don't want this. I want to get rid of this person. I don't like this person, or I don't like this toy. I want to get rid of this toy. Now, once the oath started speaking, said, ouch, don't cut me. It makes the carpenter feel very scared, and he wanted to get rid of that piece of wood. Then he decided to, then he gave it to his friend. His name was Geppetto. Okay, who wanted to make a puppet. And as Geppetto wanted to make a puppet, so he gave it to Geppetto. Geppetto took the wood home happily. His friend, whose friend? The carpenter's friend. He took the wood home happily. Then he said, I will call my puppet Pinocchio, he said. Now Geppetto wanted to make a puppet out of the wood, and he decided that he will give a name to his puppet, Pinocchio. Okay, now let us the next part. Geppetto carved the hair, the forehead, the eyes. To his surprise, the eyes moved and then stared at him. Now Geppetto carved the hair. Now he wanted to make a puppet out of the wood. Now his work is to cut it, to give it a shape. For that he is to carve it. Carve means what? Means made something by cutting away materials from the wood. Means it is a piece of wood was there. He has to cut the piece of wood, isn't it? By cutting away some of the material, some of the woods, he has to cut away when he gives the shape. Okay, now Geppetto was giving shape to the hair, the forehead, and the eyes. To his surprise, he was very much surprised when he saw that the eyes started moving and started staring at him, means looking at Geppetto. Who? The eyes of the puppet. He was astonished, means he was surprised to see this. How strange, said Geppetto. Geppetto said, how strange it is. He's making puppet, and the puppet's eyes started moving, and it was looking at Geppetto as he was making a puppet out of the wood. Now, next page, page number 101, turn the page. He quickly carved the nose. Then he started carving the nose, which began to stretch as soon as he finished. And then the nose started to become longer. Stretch means it started to become longer. Okay, when he finished the work. Okay, work means what is the work? To make the nose. Okay, when Geppetto carved the nose, the nose began longer and longer. It stretched and stretched and stretched into the longest nose that Geppetto had ever seen. Means the nose kept on stretching, becoming longer and longer. Okay, then it became the longest nose that Geppetto had ever seen. Geppetto kept cutting it and cutting it. At Geppetto, he kept on cutting the nose. Okay, but the more he cut, the longer the nose grew. So he left it as it was, and so Geppetto left it as it was. Okay. Next, he carved the mouth, and the mouth began to laugh. And then Geppetto carved the mouth, and then the mouth started laughing. Can you imagine? Really, it is very surprising. Now, don't laugh at me, said Geppetto. Geppetto said, don't laugh at me. Pinocchio stopped laughing, but he stuck out his tongue rather rudely. When he stopped, told him not to laugh at him, and then Pinocchio, what it did, Pinocchio is the puppet, that it stuck out his tongue like this, okay, at Geppetto rather rudely. Rudely means in a way that shows a lack of respect for other people and their feelings. Okay, so this is rudely he stuck out his tongue. Then, that's not right, said Geppetto as he began carving the chin. Then Geppetto said, it is not correct, it is not right. You are not doing a good thing. Okay, that is not right. And Geppetto began to carve the chin, the neck, and the shoulder, and the stomach, the arms, and the hand of the puppet. As soon as his arms were ready, now he was making the arms, he was carving the arms of the puppet. As soon as the arms were ready, what he did, Pinocchio reached out and pulled Geppetto's hair. As soon as his arms were ready, what Pinocchio did, he reached out his arms and pulled the hair of Geppetto. Very naughty. Now stop, said Geppetto. Stop that, said Geppetto. Geppetto said, stop. Then he took hold of him under the arm and put him on the floor to teach him to walk. Then he got angry also. And then Geppetto, he took hold of him under his arms and then put him on the floor to make him walk. Okay, to teach him how to walk. To teach the puppet how to walk. Pinocchio's legs were so stiff that he could not move them, and Pinocchio's legs were very stiff. It was not flexible, it was very stiff. So that he couldn't move them. Then Geppetto held his hand. Then Geppetto, he held his hand and showed him how to put one foot before the other. Then he taught him how to put one foot, before the other. Then Pinocchio soon started walking by himself. Then what happened? He ran all around the room. Then it started walking all around the room, means running all around the room. And before Geppetto could stop him, he ran right out of the door. Okay. Then Geppetto ran after him and brought him back home. I'm sorry, said Pinocchio. Pinocchio said, I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have gone out. I'm very sorry. Geppetto forgave him. Then Geppetto, he forgave him. Forgave means what? Stop feeling angry with somebody who had upset you. Okay? Past tense of forgive. So Geppetto forgave him. Once Pinocchio's legs and feet were carved, when his legs and feet were carved properly, Geppetto made him a suit out of flat paper. Then Geppetto also made a suit for him. Okay? And it was made out of flat paper. Okay? A pair of bark shoes. And then he also made shoes for him out of bark. Okay? Bark shoes and soft braid hat. And a hat also he made for him. Pinocchio hugged Geppetto. Then he hugged Geppetto. Then he said, I would like to go to school. The puppet said, I would like to go to school to learn and to help you when you are old. He said that. Pinocchio said, I would like to go to school and learn so that I can earn something and help you when you will grow old. So nice of Pinocchio, isn't it? So he wanted to help the carpenter Geppetto when he will grow up. For that, what he has to do? He has to go to school. When you will grow up, why do you come to school? To learn something, to acquire knowledge, so that when you will grow up, you can work somewhere, you can earn, and you can also help your parents financially, isn't it? So likewise, he also wanted to help Geppetto when he will grow old. So he wanted to get education, and for that he said, I would like to go to school. Such a nice story, right? So this is the chapter. We have finished the chapter, that is the adventure of Pinocchio. Then we will move to the next page, that is page number 102. We will do the exercise afterward. Thank you.